you start questioning everything, including your own mobile phone. You wonder who's listening to your conversations. And if that doesn't scare you, well, here's more. So this Vikram here to scare you.
Somebody who is living their life online, I think there is some sort of like real life validation there, but also somebody who gets trolled a lot. Was
I
also
didn't think of this.
You really put one, अब वो लगाते camera, you know, laptop के camera पर cover लगाते हो.
Nothing is. I know it's almost like you kind of sold your soul over to the
Yeah.
companies for your data and stuff.
You're like, वो सुन रहे सब कुछ. This will make you do something differently with your social media.
It should have, but it did not. It's like we didn't learn anything. And I was like, I didn't touch my phone for a bit and I was like terrified of it. But then cut to now my phone is still behind.
A bit in half an hour.
Yeah, I just half an hour. I was like, no, very scary my phone is and can't say anything. Actually holding 2 iPhones up for like 20 minutes and just like talking. She's so much fun. She's amazing. Love her.
To shoot with 16 months on post-production.
Oh, बहुत अच्छे स्क्रिप्ट चुन रही है अनन्या पांडे. ये इल्जाम है आप पर.
अच्छा इल्जाम है. एक अच्छा इल्जाम है मुझ पर.
Control drops on Netflix on the 4th of October. It's a film that will seem like a fun ride until it snaps. And then you start questioning everything, including your own mobile phone. You wonder who's listening to your conversations. And if that doesn't scare you, well, here's more. So this Vikram here to scare you. बहुत डरा दिया आप लोगों ने भाई. बहुत डरा
It's like
दिया.
a horror film.
Yeah,
Yeah,
It's so much fun. There's
this is
singing,
more horror.
dancing,
but this is like modern age horror.
trolling.
Yeah.
This is like the horror I didn't need, guys. Thank you so much. Okay, one of the few people who watched this film, so let me start off by saying there will not be spoilers in this interview, so don't worry. आप आराम से देखिएगा interview. But I want to start with the genesis of the two of you coming together. The script brings us all together. Was that the case in this as well?
Because of who the character is, early 20s, social media influencer, somebody who is living their life online. I think there is some sort of like real life validation there, but also somebody who gets trolled a lot. Was
I
also.
didn't think of this.
It wasn't part of the reason, but it was also, I think it also blends in, it kind of like lends itself really well in a sort of meta kind of way. And I'm saying all this is besides the fact that I've seen Gerai, she's fantastic as an actor and works really hard, all those things. But I think there was something really interesting about using the real life part of it to sort of like throw it into deeper.
Absolutely. Bella and now Nella.
Yes.
So what's going on? I love it. Your character is Nalini Awasthi.
Yes.
Okay, that people will find out when they watch it. But I think it's a good time to be Ananya Pandey.
Feels like that. It feels nice and happy. Yes.
Do you feel that this has been a special year for you?
Yeah, for sure. It feels like, I mean, most of these things that I shot were actually shot last year, so it's finally coming out, and I've been excited for it for so long. Like I remember when I was promoting Dream Girl, I was like, just wait, there's so much exciting stuff coming out, where I'm actually getting to do a lot of the work in it. This is the first time I feel like I'm playing on the front foot. I'm kind of, really immersing myself, putting myself into it, and I'm getting the opportunity also to do that because, filmmakers like Vikram Sir and Colin, they're believing in me and they're giving me that opportunity to do that also. So it's like everything is kind of aligning right now, which is nice.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun for us to watch you right now. So congratulations. Thank you for scaring us with this movie. The trailer is also, at no point do you have any misconceptions going in. It's a dark take on social media. And tell me, are you this dark? You really put one, अब वो लगाते camera, laptop के camera पर cover लगाते हो.
Nothing is. I know it's almost like you kind of sold your soul over to the companies for your data and stuff.
You're like, वो सुन रहे सब कुछ.
Soon as of course, all you can do this one time is just be able to control how much information you give out and how much you, sort of like say you. It's the reality. It's something that we signed up for a long time ago. It's something that I think only the real repercussions of social media and whatever will only come 10, 15 years later, by which time?
By this time, yeah. They'll be gone into it. Yeah, exactly. Of course. Did this film make you do something differently with your social media?
It should have, but it did not. It's like we didn't learn anything.
We learned
It's like
nothing.
every time I watch the film, like I just saw it like last week, and I was like, I didn't touch my phone for a bit, and I was like terrified of it. But then cut to now, my phone is still behind.
A bit in half an hour.
Yeah, I was just half an hour. I was like, no, very scary. My phone is and can't say anything and all. But as he said, I mean, there's really not that far you can run from it, because if I'm also not on my phone, you are on your phone, and by default, again, things that I'm saying are
Will
going
be
to be
there.
recorded. So
Will be
there's
there.
no, I don't see the solution.
What excited me most about the film is this new visual language that I've seen. मैंने कभी देखा नहीं है कि हमारे यहाँ से एक ऐसी फिल्म बनी है that gives us the feeling कि हम एक फिल्म नहीं, हम actually screens देख रहे हैं. Was that something that you intended to do right from the start?
Absolutely, it was intended as a screen life. The format is called screen life. There have been a few films been made. There's Searching and there's Missing and Unfriended. Unfriended was this very cool horror film about somebody's laptop and they're having this group chat and people start to go missing and it's all on the screen. And I was the first screen life film I saw. And I was like, it's unbelievable that you can actually hold a 90-minute film or whatever it is on that screen. And then you realize that it's cool, but it's voyeuristic because it feels like you're peeping into somebody's personal life. But it's also so familiar.
Yes.
Because we use it all the time. We're using laptops all the time. We're using our phones all the time. This language, the screen language of typing and, so from the filmmaker perspective, zooming in into that moment of like, what are the words being said and how close do you go to sort of like, see that? All that is quite exciting from a filmmaking perspective. So it was intended as that. And again, because as an influencer, so much of your life is online. It's all like, it's all reels, it's all videos, it's all
Completely.
all photos, it's all your Instagram feed or your YouTube channel. And I think that in itself is a lovely, like,
Yeah, it's great to
Think about
explore.
that.
Also, we know this world so well.
I also feel like even because this film kind of starts in the middle of someone's life, and usually, people are giving backstories, and there's always something over here because you're exposed to a screen. You don't even actually need
Ask
to
that
know too much
question.
about her to know her, because there were so many conversations like, is she the kind of person who has a messy desktop, or like what kind of things does she search, and that tells you so much about a person, you know.
yeah.
When you see Joe's laptop screen compared to Nella's,
Yeah.
he's more organized,
Yeah, that's
and
true.
Nella's a little all over the place, and that's actually giving you insight into the way a person is, and like that's kind of strange how now in our times things like this tell you about a
Define a
person's
person,
personality.
absolutely.
Yeah.
How much trash have you not emptied?
Exactly.
How is your, No, I actually absolutely right, because that's like, and me personally, I'm very messy. Like my desk is very cluttered, but my desktop is just, it's clean, organized.
Yeah, no serial killer
Folders
can
are like,
figure this out. Bhai sahab, to confuse kar rahe ho. That's great. I do want to talk about the others who are not in the room today with us, like Vihaan. I think Vihaan and you are truly making some fun movies together.
Yeah, we really are.
Yeah, is there an ease when he's around you as a co-actor?
Yeah, I think we went to school together, but he was older than me in school, so we didn't really get much time to spend together. But maybe because we were in the same school, a lot of things we had in common. So I
Correct.
didn't feel like I didn't know him when we met. And I think we did this film actually before we shot Babe.
Okay.
So yeah, we did a lot of workshops together and just spent a lot of time figuring out what two young influencers would do, because that was the part where Vikram so was like, okay, you guys just play and have fun. I'm not getting too involved in this and just mess around. And we did that, and that kind of, eased it out. Even this film was kind of shot chronologically, right? So we did a lot of that building of our relationship part at the start of it. So that did help kind of ease into it.
What I loved is how there is a quality of the film which is just so easy, in the easy parts of the film until it gets, scary. Horror film baat kar rahe.
We feel like we made Annabelle.
Yeah, I know.
I was very scared.
Like, we made long legs.
Yeah, it's long legs, guys. But I loved it because I just saw that the word that leapt out at me was like organic. Like all of those shots, the two of you, like actually living that relationship together. It's very special to get that. And it's not easy to get that. So that's a compliment. She's like, am I supposed to respond to this?
I learned a lot about how to make reels and.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I would watch them. So I'm like, okay, how would you? So I'd be like, okay, how do you do it? There's a really funny moment. I don't know if you were there, but we were doing, so we did a whole mock shoot for this film before we actually shot the film. So we had a stand-in actor who came in 2 days in the office, shot the whole thing. Like
Wow.
One room, another room, and And then in that moment, so Sumukhi is out there and we're like, okay, one dancing has to be done. So she's like, okay, fine, I'll just do it. And she's like doing the dance we do. Then she's a pro, right? She's like 1, 2, 3, 4. This is what you do. This is what you do. This shot. And Pratik Shah, who's
DOP,
the DOP.
He shot Jubilee.
He's also shot Jubilee.
Of course.
So then, and I remember looking from outside the office. I was like, okay, you guys go shoot the reels. I'm just waiting here. And I look outside and I see Sumukhi's doing some dance thing. Someone's holding a camera and Pratik is sitting on a chair like this.
मेरी नौकरी ही क्यों है अभी? मैं रील photographer बन गया.
Yeah. I just shot Jubilee. He just won the film fair and he's just like going there like, what am I doing here? Like, it's like, this is my life.
It's amazing. That's what I wanted to ask them. When you shot this, were you shooting on screens? Are you shooting this off phones? Because it's got like the first shot. Okay, I love that video quality.
Yeah.
It's got this whole like home video quality, even though it may not have intended to be. And then later on, it just seems like it was shot by us. And it was not, of course. So
It was shot by.
It was kind of short.
Yeah.
So we were, in fact, most of the time, like Pratik, because he's a cinematographer, and his tendency is to go prettier. And I'd be like, no, like it should be just as real. And so even on the grade, I'm like, he's like, do you want to look? I'm like, no. I'm like, whatever's organic? Exactly that word. I'm like, it should be. If it's colorful and kishy, then let it be colorful and kishy. That's not what I'm getting into. So the only space we've really gone aesthetic is the last 10 minutes of the film, which you've kind of seen, which is this cinematic motion picture. But the rest of it is all 80% of it is shot on iPhones.
And
Really?
laptop screens. Yeah,
Laptop
it would be
screens,
like us
iPhones.
holding it up. There'd be an iPhone and then there'd be an iPhone attached to the other iPhone.
Back to
and
front.
Back to front. So I'd be actually holding 2 iPhones up for like 20 minutes and just like talking to the camera. And it would just be lit like a room is lit, not too much heavy lighting, and there'd be no one. And after like 20 minutes, then Vikram sir and everyone would come in and like there'd be long scenes shot. Like the first 20 minutes of the film were like in one night we shot everything.
wow.
Yeah.
They're going to get you to be a very lucrative filmmaker for them. Huh?
Well,
All these guys.
16 days to shoot, but 16 months on post-production.
Oh, that's the toss-up,
Yeah,
I
that's
guess.
the toss-up, that's
Have you been able to take a stand through the film?
I just think it's not about taking a stand. It's for me, if I have to take a stand, then it's hypocritical because I am on social media. I am using it all the time, and it's so. It happens with my daughter as well. She's 9 and she's like constantly teaching over like no phones, no this. And at some point, she's also like, she doesn't know the word hypocritical, but she's like, but if you can, why can't I? And you kind of get it. And I think it's just a question of just raising the awareness. I think we're all aware of what big tech is doing, of what the pitfalls are. I just think that maybe just like making us a little bit more aware, like, hey man, it can go multiple ways. This is stuff that's happening out there.
Correct.
You should just be aware of it. And that's pretty much it.
Correct. Absolutely. For you?
Yeah, same. I think because there's really no running away from it. There's the part in our film also where it's like you'll almost be shunned from society. Like if I don't have my phone, I feel like I'm not connected to my friends or I'm not being able to, like it's my form of communication also, Yeah. So it's also, you need it sometimes. So then the line gets blurry, like how much do you need, but then how dependent are you on it? So it's like a spiral. Once you start, you can just keep unraveling on it. And obviously there needs to be restrictions, but it's very easy to say. Once you actually have to impose them or do it yourself, it's very, very tough. So
Correct.
So I have to say that it's when we started this film, it was like, we're making a sci-fi film. And suddenly it's like, hang on a second, we're
a
making
documentary about real life now. It feels like
2 years in tech has changed so much, especially the AI part of it. What feels like, okay, this is the future, this is 5 years in the future, is like now.
I was watching the trailer in my office today, and I love the opinion of the regular person. The regular person doesn't look at us. We have more privilege. I can sit with you, talk to you, analyze, where the story came from and all of that. And then there was a person who turned around and said, "बहुत अच्छे script चुन रही है Ananya Pandey आप." Not knowing that I'm coming for this interview or anything. ये इल्जाम है आप पर.
अच्छा इल्जाम है. एक अच्छा इल्जाम है मुझ पर.
Are you doing something differently, you think, with the scripts that you're choosing? Because I would love to get your answer to that.
I don't think I'm not making some conscious decision in terms of I need to do stuff like this, I need to do stuff like that. I think the more that I'm growing up and the more that I'm working, I'm discovering my voice a little bit. And I think I'm also sure about what I don't want to do. So I think maybe my no's are more sure than I used to be rather than my yeses. I'm really sure about the kind of work that I don't want to now do, and I kind of want to challenge myself more. I want to work with exciting people. I don't want to just work for the sake of working, or for all the wrong reasons, like, I need to be a part of some project, or that's not where I'm at right now. I think I want more for myself. That's probably the only thing.
Yeah, no, we're loving it. We're loving it. I do want to ask you, does the story come from any sort of real life incident? Because we've heard of this. We've heard of people trying to mess on whistleblowers who get shown their place or who disappear. Has there been any stories like that might have attracted you to the...
There's a lot. There's a lot of stories that you're reading about, and especially there's a couple of things. Not maybe on a personal level, no, but it's just like I'm constantly reading about these kind of things, and when you get into that world, it's always like you're reading.
Why, Julian is almost like biggest example.
Correct. Not just that, but also just little things. And I don't think we had a draft where Alan in his big monologue kind of like speaks about that, but it's the fact of like how, for example, you have you guys are all period tracking nowadays, for example, right?
Yes.
On your phone. So your phone is aware of that data. You also know, they also have sometimes your medical data. Put two and two together, and it's almost like your company knows you're pregnant before you're pregnant yourself. You know what I mean? There's always... And now that they know that information, it just takes one rogue element to be able to sort of like say that. And I think, and I saw an interview, I read an article somewhere where literally you had people as an experiment were taking this information and going door to door and saying, we know you're pregnant. And people would be shocked at the fact that I was that. And they're like, look, we're not doing this for any ulterior motive. We just want to raise the fact that that information is all out there.
People were coming down on the whole abortion thing also with this because they were figuring out the data of the app and all that.
Of course.
And it's something as simple as just writing the date you got your period, which we all just do so mindlessly.
Yeah, and now that's being used in the US now. And if the laws come into place so that they can actually use that data against you by law. That's kind of like, where's the line for privacy?
Privacy and all, absolutely. And we're all doing it voluntarily, which is the crazy part, which is why it gets so exciting. It's like, oh, thanks.
Yeah, they have your consent because you have ticked all of those.
Yes.
And on a deeper level, I think also because of who really is controlling the process. I mean, it all comes down to stock market capitalism and big tech. At the end of the day, it's what do they want out of it is what's going to drive out at some point. At the end of the day, if it's all going to be profit, then that's where it is.
And give us some. That's my only thing with profit. What is the best thing about working with Ananya Pandey as an actor?
The giggles. No. She is she's extremely present in the moment. But I've seen this in earlier performances and even on the set. And she's hardworking. She's into it, but I think I had a great time because I think that it was just like my literally only brief to her before shooting. I was like, just be in the moment, just cut out all the noise, and she just followed that to a T and was actually like perfect. So there's a sense of, I think maybe it's happened in the past where there's like a lack of inhibition that she has. She's very secure as a person, as an actor. I think that's wonderful.
That's true. Ashivali. Not what's the best thing about working with Ananya Pandey.
She's so much fun. She's amazing. Love her. No, my favorite thing I think with Vikram, so especially on this film, is his curiosity. Because I feel like with this kind of film, like the screen life format, even he was kind of figuring out how to do this. And at no point was he, like, oh, I know, and I'm not going to listen to this one, I'm not going to listen to this one, this is the way how you do it. No, from the get-go, he wants everyone involved. He, told me to come for the writer's retreat when I have, nothing to do with writing. I've never, been involved so early on in a script ever. And he asked me to come, and we all sat together, and we jammed, and no one's opinion is not valid, Everyone gets to speak, everyone, has a chance to kind of, which is great, And I feel like with all his films, besides the fact that they're all outstanding, they're all different genres. Like, he never settles, he's always constantly challenging himself, and that motivates us also to do that. After already reaching his level, if you still want to keep doing something new and starting from scratch and being like, okay, I don't know how to do this, but we're going to figure it out together, that's I love that quality that you'll always be a student and you always want to learn and grow.
That's true, because there are people who make the same film, again and again, and perhaps even better. And there's Vikram, who will surprise you, who
All the
will
time.
go from a Jubilee to मैं कहाँ का Jubilee का DOP था मैं iPhone पे shoot कर रहा हूँ. That itself tells you everything. There can't be an interview that I do with Ananya without our favorite rapid fire.
Wow.
Are you ready, Ananya?
But does Vikram also get to be in this?
No.
Oh my god.
Oh, after.
You've been cut out or is it
He's been
rapid
cut
fire?
out. He's been cut out because he'll tell me whether you're lying or not.
Oh.
He's like, okay, all the best. What is your worst social media habit, Ananya Pandey?
My worst social media habit is, stalking is not bad, right? I have a fake account now, which
You
I
have a
didn't
Finsta?
have before. It's not a Finsta, it's a fake account for just stalking.
Okay, lovely.
Yeah.
And who are you stalking on that
I
account?
can't tell you because that's why it's a fake account.
Okay. Do you follow anybody from that account? It's zero.
No, we follow. It's also joined with a friend. Like, we both had this account together. So that I can see who she's stalking and I'm like, oh, what's the deal? Like,
I love this.
Yeah.
But there's the breadcrumbs, right? You've got to follow some people for like the bread.
Yeah.
Speaking of breadcrumbs, there's no one who breadcrumbs better than Ananya Pandey in an interview. You have to know this about her. She's fantastic. She's my absolute favorite to interview.
it's so much pressure.
It used to be PC and now it's AP.
Oh my God.
Just FYI. All right, moving on. What's your screen time like on a daily basis?
Bad. Should I check? Because
Check,
I
yeah.
obviously have my phone as a part of my body. It just comes out from behind my back. I'm getting scared.
Don't see
I'm
today.
promoting right
Today
now.
you're promoting, so you're not looking at the phone.
Is that bad?
That's not bad.
Okay, 5 hours, 45 minutes.
Today? When you're promoting?
A daily.
Daily,
A lot of my
daily
work
average.
is on my phone.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
5 hours?
45 minutes.
45 minutes. Almost 6 hours. Person you send most memes to?
Person I send to my family, like my parents, a lot. There's always those my parents get a lot. Varun Sood sends a lot of dark memes, which I don't.
He does. You know what? You know why boys do that? To
Why?
mess with our algorithm.
Yeah.
किसी को block किया सोशल मीडिया पर?
No.
Never.
No, I don't know how to start blocking. It's too much.
Love.
Yeah.
Ever compare likes on your photos to another actor's likes on their photos?
Sometimes I check, sometimes I'm like, but it's okay. I'm not hurt about it or anything.
Ever did a photo shoot only for the gram?
No. I hate getting ready. I hate it. It's my worst thing is to glam up. So I'll take some random I woke up like this, but not I would not get ready for sure.
For just
No,
the Instagram
never,
shoot.
ever.
Okay, no, thanks. Have an embarrassing video जो अगर social media पर चला जाए, you'll be dead.
No, because I do embarrassing things, but I don't have them on video. Because I know that somehow it will come out somewhere. I will only put it up by mistake or something, so there's no proof.
खुद को ही.
Yeah, I know somehow one day I'll be I'm feeling quirky today and I'll only post it. So
Congratulations to both of you and to the entire team. You've given us a film that'll make us think. And I think that's what I'm going to leave control with. So congratulations to both of you again. 4th of October, it drops on Netflix. Do tell us what you think about the film in the comments under this interview.